Hi, this is Robert with Done For You Magic Themes and the Done For You Magic Ranker System. And today we have a special guest that's going to talk about the DFY Magic Ranker System. This is Mr. Steve Dimmick, a local agency owner who got early access, took the bull by the horn, so to speak, and grabbed the ranker and ran with it. And Steve, so just tell us about your experience and we'll go from there.
Well, great. Thank you, Robert. Yeah, so I was one of the first people through the door for the Magic Ranker system, and and I think it's phenomenal what you guys have come up with. It's really is as simple as just follow the steps. And I would, and, actually, because from my perspective of being a digital agency, marketing agency owner, I've got all this other knowledge and all these other tools and stuff. And I just basically had to force myself to put all that information over to the side, just ignore it and follow what you guys were telling me step by step. So if you don't know anything, you're probably in an easier position than I was because I've got this other, oh, I could do this. Oh, I could, and I'm like, nope, forget all that. Just follow the system step by step. And that's what I did.
Awesome.
Um, and you don't have to rush. You don't have to be, it's not a race.
No,
If you can only work on this Tuesday evenings and you know what, you had a crappy day this Tuesday and you want to take this week off, take the week off. It doesn't matter how fast you go. The important thing is that you keep going and do the steps. And you do the steps and you guys are awesome because, even I had a question or two during the process and you guys were right there to help me figure it out what I didn't get or give me the information in a slightly different way so that I could get it into my thick head. And it works. It totally works. I built my first network with 10 different websites and it's working like a charm. I'm already getting income from it because I'm using that network for a client, and the client they're a service professional and they provide their services online. So they can work with anybody. So I wasn't doing just one little local town. I was doing the whole country.
oh
And
wow.
yeah, so I mean I didn't even worry about cities locations. I just focused on the keywords. And within probably about 6 weeks, we were getting calls, getting contact forms, filling in to my client's business. And now that business has a 3 month lead time. They're already booked out 3 months and they have a waiting list after that.
Wow, wow. I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
So basically, well, what I call that is Google time. Whenever you build a site, whenever you are going to start doing something that's different, you have to give Google time to catch up to what you're doing.
Yep.
And I think that every time that you put up a site, whether it's an expired domain or it's a brand new domain, which we know the brand new domains are already ranking very quickly. They're getting indexed faster and they're being ranked.
Yeah.
And it boils down to having your sites associated with authority. That's all it boils down to.
Oh, absolutely.
And Steve, I appreciate, because what you just said in the beginning there was, you're an agency owner and you can see the light bulb moments go off too many times that it's a spotlight and it just blows up in the room because there's so many ways you can go and there's so much potential. It's trust the system. It's build the basic. And when you have the basic built, then you can expand. Then you can
Exactly.
take your ideas and run. So what you said there was really important to people because they get hung up with wanting to change the round wheel to a square wheel before they got the round wheel rolling. And
Yeah.
you don't do that with this system. You build the basic first. So
Yeah.
sorry to interrupt you, but I just
No,
thought
no,
that was
you're
a really good point.
yeah. And it's like, I unlike a lot of people in the industry with SEO and internet marketing and stuff, I don't really focus. I mean, I'm a little concerned, and want to track rank, where do the pages of the website come in the Google search results? How are they on page one yet? Where are they? That's less important to me. I'm more concerned with, especially if I'm doing this for a client, is how many calls are they getting? How many people are filling in the contact form? And how many people are getting their credit card out and booking? And to me, that was the biggest win because my client is over the moon, you know.
And that client is a testimonial to your business and what you're doing. And
Yeah,
you're not the average Joe doing SEO standard stuff that everybody else is promising.
no,
You're delivering the phone ringing, knocks on the door,
Yeah.
opt-ins getting filled in. And
Yeah.
if they're booking that client, guess what? That client has to expand.
Yeah.
His business is growing. You charge more money. You do more services.
Yeah.
You got this, Steve. And I appreciate what you said there, because it's not about ranking. It's not about how many keywords are on what page. It doesn't matter. It's the phone ringing and the people filling in the opt-in form.
Well, we did change the contact form so that we had a how did you hear of us kind of drop down, and everybody is filling in Google. I mean, 99% of them are filling in Google, and then when my client gets on the phone with these leads, they're being asked, well, do you remember what you searched for when you were looking in Google to find us? And a lot of them do.
Oh, they really?
Yeah,
That
a lot of
surprises
them.
me.
A lot of them are like, oh yeah, I was typing in this, and guess what? Boom, one of our top 5 keywords. They just told us
Beautiful.
one of our top 5 key, or one of our top 10 even. I mean, it's more than 10. We have probably close to 50 keywords that we are ranking for right now for this client. And you'd be surprised where some of these leads come from. They come from some of the obscure, obscure words that there's not a lot of search volume for, meaning that there's, instead of like 3,000 people searching for this keyword every month, according to Google, there's only like 80. So a very small search volume, and we're actually getting found for that for my client's project. And it's so
Interesting
exciting.
point. That means that the authority of your site is in Google's radar, so to speak, to give that lead to that person over other sites.
Yeah.
Because you're not even trying to SEO optimize for these obscure keyword searches, because you don't even know they exist.
No.
People are people. They search for a painter in a lot of different ways that you would never think of.
Exactly. That's my point.
That's really cool, because that means Google saw your site as a bigger authority, and it's going to deliver service to that searcher.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I mean, and I want to say, because right now I'm building out my second network with the DFY Magic Ranker system. My second network is bigger already. It's starting bigger, and since I started on day one with you guys, you didn't have the elite level.
No, we didn't. You
didn't have that. So I did all the what I just told you for my client, and getting 3 months booked in advance and a waiting list. That all happened with just the basics.
That's fantastic.
The second network that I'm just about to launch, we're following the elite training.
And how have you found that so far?
It's kind of mind-blowing.
Yeah, how's the light bulb moments?
Yes. It's like you do the first training, you build your network, right? Well, I've done that twice now. I've completed that for my second network. It has 12 sites in it at the moment. We're going to add more to it eventually. We're going to start with 12 sites, and just getting through that, and then we're like, okay, well, now what we can do with the elite training is we can do this, and we can use Google Sheets, and we can do all this really cool stuff that is just, it's almost like compound interest. It's like we did all the work to build the network, and now we're going to get paid back for it, because we're going to do little tweaks, little really sophisticated, advanced mastery level tweaks to the network and the infrastructure that we're using. And I don't know how you guys figure this out, but it's brilliant. It really is insanely, intelligent at how the system works. And it's not rocket science. You just got to follow the steps.
And you know what? It boils down to first of all, we had to figure it out for ourselves. We wanted something for ourselves. We wanted something for the people that were using Done For You Magic themes to have an easier way. Everything that we want to put together, we want it to be push button simple. But I had a little rant this morning on a Facebook page about the fact that everybody wants to buy the shiny object and have that push button ATM machine online that they just buy it and it's going to print them money. And you know what? There is no such thing as the online ATM. You can make a lot of money online, and you will, but you have to put effort. You have to put work. And you also have to put, like you had mentioned before, mindset. It's all about mindset. It's taking action. Can I do it? Will I do it? Just take it, the basic training, trust the system, build it, and go from there.
Yeah, and
And
you just mentioned that I mentioned mindset, and like, okay, well, I didn't mention that on the call with you just now. What you're talking about, just so people are understanding, is one of the great things about this whole system is you've got the community aspect in a private Facebook group, just for the people that are in the system and doing the process, taking each steps. And I found that so valuable because, I can ask questions in there. Sometimes other people respond that were slightly ahead of me. It's like, what am I supposed to do in this part? And then they reply. And if it's not them, it's you or Steven replying in the Facebook group. And yeah, so I commented this morning in there about mindset and how important that is. And it's like,
it was spot on.
yeah, it's like, don't worry about what you don't know, just follow the steps.
So Steve, for somebody watching this, doesn't know me, doesn't know you, doesn't know Stephen Brucklehurst, what advice could you give them about the DFY Magic Ranker? They're sitting on the fence. They've seen it. They don't know what it is. They don't think it'll work. The scam buzzers are going off.
Cynicism.
Yeah.
They're cynical. I'm totally cynical. What I would say to those people is, if you're willing to follow the steps and put the effort in, this will get you results. This will totally get you what it says on the package. This is going to build you a network that you have pages ranking in the search engines. And, there's so many different ways to get money out of this, to make your money, your investment back. I can tell you, over the last 20 years, I've invested over $100,000 in my internet marketing education. And 95% of that wasn't really worth it.
Well, we can have theory sessions about that'll last for hours, because you spent for education. You learned what was right, what was wrong, what worked, what didn't work. You learned a lot from that, and that is an education. So there's a lot of ways to look at these things, but for a brand new person that's never done anything, can they do this?
Oh, absolutely. And I even if you don't even know how to spell website, you don't know what HTML actually is, it doesn't matter. I mean, and like I said before, in some ways you have an advantage if you don't come with all this preconceived, oh, I know how to do that. I can do this. Just forget about all that stuff. And if you don't know it, that's even better, because you just follow the system. You literally just follow the steps, and you guys do such a phenomenal job of laying it out. I mean, I know other people have said about you guys, I have paid $5,000 for a coaching program before, and the coaching program was, oh yeah, you can ask questions in our private Facebook group, and that's all the help you get. And if you want one-on-one coaching, then you got to pay us $1,000 an hour just to talk to somebody.
Well, that's the true internet.
That's the internet marketing, that's how we get rich, and you guys don't.
Yeah.
But you guys don't do that.
No.
You guys are there every step of the way. The way I would say it is, you guys are invested in your clients' success, and it shows. It really does show, and I so appreciate that.
Well, thank you for that. See, it's kind for you to say that. It's kind for other people to hear it. The reality is we are. And, if you think the tech is going to hold you back, this is really where you need to be, because we help you get beyond the tech. That's what our support is about. It's about not letting those things be obstacles. Yeah. So if tech is your biggest fear, that's the number one reasons why you should be part of the DFY Magic community.
Yeah.
Because it's not just the websites, it's not just the ranker, it's what we do. We want to take people from ground zero and turn them into heroes doing what they need to do.
Oh, absolutely. And there was people in my cohort that started the same time that I did that had never had a website before. They have a full-time 9-to-5 daytime job, and they didn't know anything about websites, and they did it. They succeeded.
Well, Steve, I'm sorry. Thank you so much for your time today and your thoughts. I mean, pure, honest criticism. We go for good or bad, and we want to hear both, because we always want to make our products better. But I've taken a lot of your time, and I appreciate it. And